Salute Knicks Nation. Let's talk about this game as the Knicks and the Thunder went toe to toe, but the Knicks fell short late in that fourth quarter. Turnovers and a late OKC run edged the OKC Thunder ahead 117-107. This one was a tight, gritty affair, a playoff preview, and the New York Knicks went down late, but no need to hang our heads because obviously we've got another game tomorrow night, but the Knicks were in a commanding position in this ball game. There's a lot of positives to take out of this ball game and a lot of things that we can obviously improve on and get better as well. Salute to the chat. Pablo, Jazzman, Buzzer Beater, Sandman, Troy. Let's have it. Give us your takes on this one as the New York Knicks streak ends at 9. Unfortunately, damn, that dreaded 9. Tom Thibodeau still not able to get a 10-win streak, but obviously we are young in the season and the New York Knicks are coming, right? 24-11 now on the season. There's a lot of turmoil hanging over some Eastern Conference teams, and the New York Knicks are in a great position. But frustrating, disappointed to not get the win tonight. The Knicks were up 14 in that third quarter. I thought basically tonight, fam, that run when Brunson was on the bench, that was one big killer. When OKC got that run and Wiggins got the threes, and then obviously late in the game, I don't know if Brunson was, obviously resting the last game, dealing with some calf tightness, but, credit to the Thunder's defense. They doubled him, they trapped him as well. They were physical. We're going to talk about the referees as well. There were some really, really dreadful calls made by the officials in this one. But the Knicks battled. I'm proud of our team. I'm proud of my team. We battled in this one. Ultimately, the team edged us late. We're going to do better. We've got to execute better. I think the ball movement, like Pablo said, the ball did get a little sticky late as well. And like Sandman says, inability to connect on all the free throws did hurt the New York Knicks as well. But let's give out these grades, fam, and preview the big game tomorrow night. Derrick Rose jersey retirement ceremony. That's going to be another big game. The Knicks have to fly to Chi-Town and pick up the dub before we get back to New York City, fam, for Orlando. Raptors will see the Oklahoma City Thunder again on Friday night next week in just 7 days' time. But you guys are on fire already. Troy says Cat didn't get enough touches late in the fourth. Yeah, I agree. I think good defenses, take away what they want to take away. We had to find better ways to get Cat the bucket. But again, the physicality, when you're able to be extra physical, get those strips, and we turned it over a few times. That's what contributes to the ball starting to stick a bit as well. How about that really awful call where Brunson had the ball and it was basically slapped out of his hands? It was clear as day, and the ball was given to Oklahoma in this one. They got some home cooking. Now, I'm not blaming the officials for the Knicks losing, but they did get the home whistle. And we'll see Oklahoma in 7 days' time, fam, where I know we're going to get revenge in this one. Jazzman says, I wasn't that impressed with OKC. They're beatable. Absolutely, they're beatable. And, I wasn't even worried. When we were down 4, down 5, the crowd was going absolutely crazy. And I still thought we're in with a chance. Road Warriors. We have a great road record, and I think, we've got some savvy veterans. But, yeah, you guys are right. I think the ball did stick a little bit. They got some steals, which, they are the league's best defense as well. For guys that want the ball to move better, that's what you're going to see late in the playoffs. The ball is going to be in the hands of your best player and playmaker, JB, but he does need to get guys in their spots. Obviously the ball can't continue to move as much as it did earlier in the game because it does tighten up. Guys get in passing lanes, they get strips, and the more passes you make, the more risk you take with the ball getting stripped. I did like our post-ups, though. I think the Knicks did go away from that. I really liked the post-up moves, the inside-out with Bridges early, and I think we did go away from that, too. Darren G, what's up? Brunson holds onto the ball a bit too long. Then the turnover did kill the Knicks late. Yeah, I feel you on that. Obviously, the trap came, but I thought it was a kick ball. I think Brunson had the right, thing in mind. He was going to move the ball. The thing with the double, fam, is you have to wait for the double to kind of come, and then you can make them pay with that slicing pass. but if you pass it out too early, you have to wait for the double to actually come. So it kind of can work for you and against you at times. But yeah, guys got to move. Brunson's about to get trapped. Yeah, there's some positives to take away too, guys. We didn't shoot the three ball that great. Obviously, 28%, 9 of 32, right? And we were still within the ball game right there. Still put up 107, only gave up 117 late. Well, without those Aaron Wiggins threes, the Knicks probably would have been in it to the final possession. But look, you tip your cap. This is the measuring stick, the best, one of the best teams in the league right now. And I think this is going to give our team a lot more belief that we can beat them. Not just hang, but we can beat them. Obviously it's a very young season and we're a new team, and you want to go through these wars early and figure out what we have. I think we have some dogs. I think they showed up. We out-physicaled Oklahoma in that second quarter. The third quarter, they came back like a good team does. And we did answer the call. We got back up 11. After OKC answered the call, the Knicks got back up 11. But then some silly turnovers, sloppy turnovers, missed free throws as well. Uncharacteristic. Hart spilling the basketball down low. And then Cat, a couple of fouls went against him, which is what else is new. I mean, we're going to give Cat his flowers. It was announced as the Eastern Conference Player of the Month, his first time in his career as well. So shout out to Cat for that accolade. The NBA giving him his props. But I didn't think he got a great whistle tonight. You had a guy like, Shea. You had a guy, their rookie, get better whistles than our All-Star, Karl Anthony Towns, fam. Buzzer, yeah, you missed the fourth. You missed a good game. You missed a good game in the fourth quarter. Oklahoma made their run like a good team usually does. I think the Knicks couldn't get some key buckets to stem that run, and Aaron Wiggins exploded for 3 threes in that fourth quarter. Yeah, you take those threes away, and the Knicks execute better. But I mean, disappointing to see Bridges minus 10, because I felt like his impact in the game was obviously excellent early. 10 of 19, did a great job on Shea Gilgeous. Our wings did excellent tonight defensively. I think the minus in the box score tonight is completely misleading, because Oklahoma basically went on a really late run in the final 2 minutes of the game with the foul game and the 3-pointers and all of that. But yeah, what do you guys think? I mean, are you disappointed? How disappointed are you? I think our wings played really well. Turnovers killed us. Free throws again, 12 of 17. Transition defense killed us as well. I really feel like we need to make sure we stick attached to that trailing 3 from Andrew Wiggins. Isaiah Joe had some good looks, but he didn't hit tonight. I mean, we gave ourselves the best possible chance on the road. It's a tough place to win. Excellent start to the game. We're efficient in that first quarter. Yeah, I hear you on Tibbs, Sandman. Ultimately, Tibbs will be measured on how he can get, this team up against elite competition. We can beat the New Orleans Pelicans, the Orlando's depleted, and teams like Indiana's and whatnot. But Tibbs is going to have to get us over the mountaintop. And Oklahoma City are right there at the top. And we threw our best haymaker, and we knocked them off their perch for a minute, but they came back in this one. OG fell on his elbow, but it looked like he was okay. Salute Jeremy. Salute Knicks Nation, Knicks family. Many blessings to you, and Happy New Year if I haven't seen you yet in the new year. But yeah, you guys are on fire. It was a physical game, Pablo. Calls didn't go our way at key times of the game. Yeah, especially the reverse calls. Like I mentioned, that one that was clear. It was tapped out of Brunson's hand. But the big story heading to the game, fam, Isaiah Hartenstein. What did you make of his game against the New York Knicks? I think he didn't really kill us outside of that hustle play. And if there's one thing that we know well and good, that iHeart can kill you on a hustle play, just like he did to the Philly Sixers. Hart thought it was going to go out of bounds, man. The basketball bounced right on the line, bounced up out of bounds. iHeart jumped out of bounds and saved it right to a 3-pointer, fam. I think that was the backbreaker early. That goes our way, and maybe we get this one as well. So, as buzzer beater notes, no Chet Holmgren in this one. I was thinking that all game, and it's scary that Oklahoma can get better. But I was also thinking that no Deuce McBride and no Mitchell Robinson in this one as well. We're still developing our chemistry in this one. But we've got to do better free throws. I'm looking at trends. Obviously, turnovers finished with 12. A couple of key ones late did hurt, but it ain't like 12 is, against the norm. We do average about 10, 12, sometimes 15 turnovers. We are a pass first team. Oklahoma's a great defense. I mean, yeah, I'm proud of my team tonight. I think we just, we are lost it late through execution. But yeah, I think Cat was the key to tonight. He was cooking them early, got some foul trouble, and then we didn't go to him enough down the stretch as well, and also didn't attempt one singular 3-pointer in this one. Real King says Brunson's turnovers put the game away. And Buzzer says we gave the game away. Yeah, extremely disappointing. Definitely. I really wanted this one. 10 in a row would have been awesome. But I think we can take more of the game positively than negatively. A lot of people would have looked at this on the calendar and said, okay, this could be a game where you might drop. But it's frustrating that we were in a great position and we weren't able to execute as well. But we take a lot of belief that we can beat these teams, on the road. And we're going to get another good look in just 7 days' time, fam. The season series is going to be a wrap in 7 days as we face OKC in New York at MSG. David Haas Jr. says, Leon, we need some bench help. Yep, I think looking at our bench tonight, Cameron Payne did look a little shaky when the pressure ramped up in that late early fourth, late game, early fourth, when Brunson was sitting. Landry Shamet gave us some really good defensive minutes, but couldn't get any buckets. Precious Achua as well, couple of bunnies he missed a free throw as well. Still gave us 5 rebounds though. Had his shot blocked, which I thought was a foul as well. I mean, you could probably count 5 to 10 really obvious calls that went against the New York Knicks in this one. I'm frustrated with the officiating thing, fam. PH says, I kept repeating the same thing. Our New York Knicks had tired legs. They're playing way too many minutes and they have a game tomorrow. It's not ideal, and I think that ties into our bench conversation. Getting guys, off our bench that we can play 20 to 25 minutes is key. But we were without Deuce McBride. Let's not forget, Deuce is at least 10 to 12 points, guaranteed. A couple of threes. We really did miss Deuce. I mean, I like Cameron Payne. You ride him when he's hot, you hook him when he's not. But there's a level between Cameron Payne and Deuce McBride. In my opinion. There's a dependability from a Deuce McBride that you can't replace right now. We just don't have a guy to come in. Maybe that is something like Leon Rose needs to look at, needs to address. A bucket getter off our bench. Last year we had Burks, we had Bogdanovic. Leon Rose made that move. He acknowledged that we needed that bench scoring, and he went out and got one. Got a couple of pieces. Does he do the same thing again? TJ Warren is cooking in the G League. He's a bucket. There's some options. Fam. But we're still in a great position. 24 and 11. As I said, the rest of the East is capitulating. With if those that missed it, Jimmy Butler has been suspended for 7 games. Him and Pat Riley having an old school 90s beef. Fam. Things are imploding in South Beach right now. Philly blown out last night by the Warriors again as well. Let's capitalize tomorrow night. I want to see us bounce back. We faced adversity tonight and we answered the call. We went back up 11 and then we got beaten. But tomorrow night, let's go into Chi-Town, man, into Chicago territory on Derrick Rose retirement night. and let's get that dub against an inferior team. No letdowns. Hawkeye says this one is on Tibbs. I think Tibbs could have called some timeouts earlier. Definitely could have got some plays going. I think ultimately, that can mean win or loss sometimes, fam. This was a playoff type game. Not gonna lie, this was playoff atmosphere and intensity. It was a good test. I tell you what, I like what I've seen from Mikal Bridges. Like I said, forget about that -10. It was a late OKC run, but I think he did as well as he could possibly do guarding Shai Gilgeous. Fam, he turned the water off Shai Gilgeous basically for 3 quarters, and then the ball movement did kill us. Doug Fresh's pain lets us down a little. Yep. Lonnie says Bridges had tired legs at the end as well. Yep. I appreciate that as well. I agree. Lonnie Meeks, Bridges had tired legs. He's been playing a lot of minutes. David says also chemistry's okay. We need more bench. Pablo says Bridges got cold offensively after the ball slowed down. Yeah. I think, a lot of games are going to go this way, fam. Late game execution, playoff type atmosphere as well. Salute Shez V. Happy New Year to all. Smash that like button, please. Assist the channel out. And our community is growing. Happy New Year to everyone. The Knicks couldn't get the dub tonight, man. I was working on graphics. I was hyped up. I thought we were going to get our 10th win straight, and we're going to celebrate. But you know what? It's all about business now. We just have to buckle down and keep it rolling right now. Let's start a new streak. We're good enough, right? I don't see many other teams around the league pushing OKC to the brink, man. They were celebrating tonight like it actually meant something. And that's how you know that it actually meant something. This is a team on a 13-game winning streak, and they were celebrating like they beat a championship, contender tonight. So the New York Knicks have thrown their hat in the ring, fam, for a championship contending bout against whoever. And we're going to give them our best shot in this one. Lou Dort was fouling a lot. He was complaining, CAA. Even when Dort was hitting Brunson in the face, he was still complaining. Well, I tell you what, Brunson does keep his cool a lot. I know he doesn't want to pick up a technical, but I mean, name me another superstar around the NBA that can get clobbered and nothing. The disrespect he gets is crazy. The disrespect Cat gets is kind of crazy. I mean, AJ Mitchell getting a better whistle than Karl Anthony Towns and JB as well. I mean, the NBA punishing us right now. Jazzman NYC says OKC's overrated. Hopefully, man. I think it's still early. It's definitely still early, and they can be beat. They can be beat. I think you shut Shai Gilgeous off. They're going to need a guy like I was going to say Wembanyama. They're going to need a guy like a Chet Holmgren. Otherwise, they are beatable, fam. I mean, Isaiah Hartenstein hasn't really added a whole lot to them. About a bit of grittiness, got them an offensive rebound that really gave them the game. But outside of that, I think Cat did a solid job defensively. As we give out the first grade of the night, let's give it to Cat in this one. Cat was the best of the starters, basically, or outside of JB, -6. Huge 22 rebounds, 17 points. Only 4 foul shots. Should have got more. 7 of 13. Didn't attempt a 3. I think that could have been a huge change in this game tonight, fam. If Cat had got that 3 ball going, I think that would have opened up their defense a whole lot more. But we were obsessed with points in the paint. In this one, we're having success, and we kind of kept going, to points in the paint. But I thought we really needed a couple of back-breaking threes from Cat to open up their defense. I think that's our 5-out look. Marvin says Tibbs got out-coached. I'm Gotham says problem is the bench. 5 points is inexcusable. It is with Deuce out. I think that just shows how valuable he is, fam, and that just shows what Leon has to do at the trade deadline, fam. Maybe Mitchell Robinson is a big spark off the bench. A couple of putbacks, some buckets that way. But the Knicks do need a wing. The Knicks need a backup wing in the worst way, fam. I mean, I'm inclined to throw Pacome Daddier out there. I mean, he can't do any worse than these guys. off our bench. You know, he shoots the open three. He plays solid defense. I know he's a rookie, but he's 6'9", got length. I mean, he's the best that we have right now. I'm not playing Matt Ryan. You know, like I said, I would sign TJ Warren, and I would keep it moving and see what else is out there, man. I'll tell you who the Knicks really need. Not that it's going to happen, but they need a Cam. They need a Cam Thomas. Not that we're going to trade with Brooklyn probably for the next 20 years again, but if we had a guy like a Cam Thomas from Brooklyn coming off the bench, that's the bucket getter that we need. Not Clarkson, because he's washed right now. I wouldn't go for a Jordan Clarkson. Yeah, Don John, it was a tough loss. We're in a great position, you know. If we were down 10 most of the game, I wouldn't be as frustrated. We had the game in our grasp, and we let it slip. But look, you tip your cap. OKC are the best in the West. And there's a lot of good teams out west, and we just went toe to toe with them. So basically, yeah, the chat's crazy right now. So I just put it on slow mode, so you can still message anything, but you got to wait 20 seconds, fam. Otherwise, yeah, there's just too much spamming in the chat. So you can send a message every 20 seconds. That's it. There's no restrictions. Not trying to filter anybody, but you just have to wait 20 seconds, fam. Just be patient, so I can keep up with the comments as well. It's just slow mode as well. It's not restricting anybody. Shez V says, seriously, we need Pacome out there. Yeah, I agree. I think Pacome Dadier is a guy that could deserve some minutes, extra body. I think more so just to keep guys fresh, It's a long season. And it's going to be... Think about if we're going to get to the promised land. You've got to go through 1 round, 2 rounds, 3 rounds, and then you've got to get to the NBA Finals where you might face an OKC. We need to limit the miles. We need to limit the mileage on these guys, Credit to them. They battled. They played super hard tonight. They did match the intensity. That's not a concern. We're not soft. We're not a team that can't play defense. Our defense is on the up. We went against a good team tonight. I think their defense went to another level. If anything, we have to work on our offense executing late. And look, there are some question marks over our bench. Precious Achua can look really good at nights, and then he can look quite ordinary. Not just singling him out. Shamit, Payne. We need some solutions. We need our solution. Maybe at the trade deadline. Let's get it. Solidus, salute. We don't have a link available at the moment, but we're working on things and hoping to announce something in the future, fam. But let us know your takes. I'll shout it out. Buzzer says, I thought Shamit was supposed to be our backup wing. I think that's what you get when you kind of relying on veterans minimum guys. They can look good some nights, and then they can just look rather ordinary other nights. Credit to Oklahoma's depth. They do have some really good pieces off our bench. That was the difference, I think. Kind of broke our backs late with Isaiah Joe, with Wiggins as well, AJ Mitchell. We need to trust our rookies. Kolek, Dadier. These guys are playing well in the G League. I think they can give us a boost. So for the first grade of tonight, fam, I'm going to give Cat a B+. For the reason why rebounds, held us down in the paint. I think the Knicks, established their dominance early. Points in the paint, the New York Knicks won. That gave us a good advantage with points in the paint. Frustrated he didn't get any threes up. I thought he did battle through a bad whistle as well. Did have some foul trouble, but battled through a bad whistle. Defensively, I don't really think we're exposed in any way, under the bucket at the rim. It was more the 3-pointers, and the perimeter, threes late that hurt us as well. And I think maybe fatigue, was a big factor in that one as well. So, yeah, let us know what you think from the big cat in this one. as I mentioned, just to give him his props, uh, Eastern Conference Player of the Month of December as well. So salute, ringing in the new year, the hottest player out east for the month of December, Karl Anthony Towns. Salute, the first player of the month for his career. Salute Jesse Benitez. Good to see you in here. We've got the Jimmy Butler saga going on. There's no way that the Knicks are going to make that move or pull anything out. They can't really. They're in a tough situation. Shah France says late in the game we should have just let Bodega barbecue chicken these fools in the game. I think he's going to have to trust some bench pieces, but look, we're playing, arguably the best team in the league right now. I think our bench is okay against 20, 25 teams, 23 teams. You can count on it. They're going to do some things. Yeah, this is another level that we see tonight, You have to go to another level. Eddie A says, I could see it coming. The Knicks were gassed in the fourth quarter. I think we're okay. I just think those minutes where Brunson was off the court and OKC made their big run. I think if we had just kept at arm's length, kept the score at 8, 7, 8, 9, 10 for Brunson to get back into the game, I think that would have been enough for us to close the show. I think, in fact, that first timeout that Tibbs called, I would have got Brunson back in the game immediately. The moment he came back with campaign, I thought, oh, man, the crowd's going crazy. They're going to go on another run. And lo and behold, another 3 or so, timeout again. And then you have to get Brunson back in the ball game. So I thought, yeah, the non-Brunson minutes were really bad tonight, fam. But yeah, heading into tonight's game, the efficiency landscape, the Knicks coming in 4th net rating in the NBA right now, 5th in offense right now, and 2nd in defense, right? In the last 10 ball games, the New York Knicks defense was up to 2nd in the last 10 games. So slow and steady, making great progress. And I think we beat tonight, the way we played, fam, we beat 29, 20, 28 teams, There ain't a whole lot of teams better than OKC that we played to tonight, fam. Tonight was a battle. For the 4th time in NBA history, 2 teams on a 9-game plus winning streak faced each other, fam. The last time since the Lakers and the Blazers, fam, back in 2000, right? Half a century, fam. Half a century ago, man. Some of you may not have even been born yet, and just the 4th time in NBA history, fam, but couldn't pull it out, unfortunately. We've got some updates from Mitchell Robinson, courtesy of Ian Begley, and that some teams have been looking to inquire about Mitchell Robinson's services around the NBA, asking the Knicks about some medical situations. So there will be a trade market for Mitchell Robinson. I think if he can get back healthy, there will be more teams express interest in that. So let's see what happens. CIA says, Cat's too passive, got to ask for the ball. I would like that, definitely. I think he needs to clap a bit at Brunson and say, aggressive, get the post up. So I agree with you, but one thing that really frustrates me again is just the bad whistle Cat gets. I mean, he's a superstar and he gets a ridiculous whistle. That one where he got a post up on J Dub, I think it was J Dub, the better Jalen Williams with OKC. I mean, he posted him up, mouse in the house, bullied him, got the bucket, and this crazy new NBA culture, this new referee culture where they reward the defender flopping instead of the superstar offensive player. I mean, Shaquille O'Neal would have been crawling over, fam, watching that. I mean, it's basically a bigger, better offensive player bullying the defensive player, and the guy gets called for Jalen Williams gets called for the foul, and then the NBA reviews it and then overturns it, which is just absolutely pathetic, really, absolutely pathetic, man. I feel for Cat. I mean, that was a classic mouse in the house. kind of domination. That's kind of goes into why he's maybe goes into his shell a little bit, tries to make a good offensive move and then gets fouled, gets fouled and then gets called for a foul. It's kind of crazy, man. We have two of the hottest players in the league right now, Brunson and Cat, and they get the whistle like they're rookies. It's insane. But let's talk about JB's game. Had a nice dime there to Josh Hart, who also was in amongst it. Got a technical, did Hart. But yeah, Jalen Brunson's performance tonight, mixed bag. I think obviously he was back after being questionable the last 2 games and then missed the previous game. Jalen Brunson had a really good start to the game, had his moments where he was slicing and dicing OKC's defense up, but then they buckled down. They put Lou Dort on him, and they brought the double. And I think he was just a little too hesitant. That soft double was kind of there waiting, and Brunson was like, "Do I give it up? Do I not?" And our offense went into a funk. A couple of late shot clock buckets, heaves from Hart and Cameron Payne. Landry Shamet missed a really good wide open look in the corner as well. When Landry Shamet missed that 3, I just thought, it just might not be our night. I really needed that Landry 3 to go down. But Brunson finished 39%, 9 of 23, missed 2 free throws, missed all of his threes, 5 of them. Gave us 9 dimes, 22 buckets, -3, a steal, 3 rebounds, but 3 turnovers as well. So, yeah, a couple of those free throws, he wasn't the only culprit in this one. So, yeah, I know we had the game, bro. But, yeah, that run late, I could kind of see it coming as well. I think we held on to the rope as long as we could. I really think that third quarter did really hurt us. So I am harder on Brunson as usual, fam. So I'm going to go, man, I'm back and forth in this one. I mean, did give us 9 dimes, had some bad turnovers, but yeah, I'm going to go B- for Jalen Brunson. Yeah, he can be much, much better and needs to be better for us to beat these teams, fam. He can't do it all by himself. He knows that he doesn't need to. I mean, Bridges was cooking early, man. He was taking it to Shea Gilgeous. Let's talk about Bridges next up. Eddie says if Tibbs won't play the young kids a minute here and there, then we need to add a player by the trade. 100%. I think we will. I think Leon Rose loves himself a mid-season trade. And I think, I'm kind of thinking the writing might be on the wall for a guy like Mitchell Robinson. Maybe not. Maybe he comes back and he looks great. Maybe they do part with Precious Achua, Jericho Sims. Maybe we can get somebody on the buyout market as well. Maybe a stretch 4 would be nice. Someone who can rebound and maybe shoot a little bit. TJ Warren is a guy, I think, who's the best available right now. Yeah, I'm proud of their fight as well, proud of their fight, but ultimately no moral victories here, fam. We had the game. Let's talk about Bridges, because I think he's been one of the best New York Knicks over the last 10 games now. Fam. We were on a 9-game winning streak ever since losing to the Hawks in the NBA Cup. It's been 9 straight. Mikal Bridges has been one of the best Knicks. He started the game really strong. Was 4 of 11 from distance. Excellent. The 3-point shot just looks great. Effortless little flick. I think that the shot is coming around. And this is the all-star version of Mikal Bridges that we've been wanting to see. He didn't get many looks late. He was tired. 2 assists, 3 rebounds, 24 points, 2 turnovers, and -10. But the 4 of 11 is encouraging, 10 of 19. But 40 minutes, man. Like I said, Dardier wasn't even with the club. They decided to keep him with the Westchester Knicks today, him and Huck Pority. I really would have liked to see a Huck Pority / combination of Kolek and Dardier. I think they're our 3 best rookies, 3 of our only healthy rookies right now. And I think they can give us a nice boost, right? They've been playing good in the G League. We need to give these guys a rest. Now, tomorrow, back to back. Let's see what Tibbs does. He has to recall these guys, I think, from the G. Yeah, teams will want Deuce in a trade, but definitely I'm holding on to him, man. I mean, he's our only best piece off the bench. Buzzer gives Bridges a B+. That's solid. That's solid. David M says, I don't want to trade Mitch, but we really might need bench help right away. I think there's nothing decided yet. I honestly think everything's open, right? Whether Mitch comes back and looks really great and he's a great spark and we keep him, or he doesn't come back as strong, and maybe a team just blows us away with an offer that we can't refuse. I think you have to approach it like anyone in the starting five, anyone not in the starting five is basically can be had. As much as I don't want to trade Deuce, if someone wants to give us a crazy offer, I think you have to try to get this team some more depth. But I definitely try to keep Deuce. The other guys, I think anyone's touchable, outside of the starting five for me. I think we get a couple of nice pieces off our bench and we're right there now. We know we're right there. We can go toe to toe with OKC. For Bridges, let's give his grade in this one. I like his start. Unfortunately, the finish wasn't as strong, but I mean, he gave us a great game. Overall, I think Bridges deserves a B+ in this one, fam. So I'm going to give him the B+. Now let me upgrade Tibbs because unfortunately we didn't get the win. I was kind of hoping we'd get the smiling Tibbs, so we get the other version of Tibbs, the not so happy version of Tibbs. He really, really wanted this one. You could hear him screaming defensive, assignments over the broadcast. Ola Import says Tibbs lost the game for not posting with a 6.7 defender in the fourth quarter. 6'7" for not posting up. Yeah, the post ups were working really well early in the game. We did go away from it. They brought the trap. Again, I think Brunson can be better. He's had some really good games when he's been doubled, but sometimes he's just been too slow. But also, some guys missed some shots. He did give Hart. Hart got that look. Shamit got that look. They unfortunately just didn't go down. OG missed a couple of looks as well. Hopefully his elbow. Nothing is serious with that as well. Yeah, Shafrant says, no, another thing, OKC wasn't stopping Bridges because he had the height advantage on most of their wings. Yeah, he really has. The little turn, fade, shoot has been working really well for Midi Macau for this season. Definitely has been a huge positive for this ball club, I think. Now, OG Anunoby next up. Let's talk about OG's game because he was getting in transition, had that big jam, fell on the elbow, let go of the rim, finished 7 of 13, but played 42 minutes again, 20 points minus 12. Tired legs. Aaron Wiggins got loose, but OG finished 42% from 3, gave us 2 rebounds, so would have liked him to see some more rebounds, but he was leaking out. Gave us 3 assists, 20 points with a turnover, 3 fouls for OG minus 12. So unfortunately, it's another tale of a guy gassing out late. Gave us really good 3 quarters. And then, the minus 12 is basically that fourth quarter, fam, as the Knicks got outscored in that fourth quarter. Really, really good shooting night from OG Anunoby. So he deserves a B+ for me in this one. How did you see OG's game? Eddie Alvarez gives OG a B. I like that. A+ for effort, says Jazzman. And Chris also agrees. We lost this ball game because the starters were tired in the fourth, which led to mistakes. it was such a physical game. It was one of the hotly contested games of the season so far, and I think that's one of the reasons we wanted this one so bad. 10 in a row looks nice, but to just beat a really, really good team would have really shut the haters up. It would have shut up a lot of haters and a lot of doubters as well. But I think it's business as usual. You are what your record says. I think the regular season matchups are good and all, but it's all about how many wins you get. When the regular season's over, ain't no one's going to remember who you beat, who you didn't beat. It's just about stacking up dubs right now. We have 24 wins, 11 losses. Right. Let's just keep rolling. Beat Chicago. Let's beat Oklahoma next week. Let's beat Orlando again. We face Orlando at MSG next week as well, fam. I don't want the momentum to get lost, just because we lost one game. That's not what it's about. Okay, next up is the Lionheart. Picked up another technical. So I think he's leading the ball club in technicals. He's up to what? I'm going to say 5 now. 4 or 5 technicals on the season for Josh Hart. I mean, he wears his emotions on his sleeve, and he was physical. He was shooting the 3 as well. He was hitting some. Hart finished 2 of 7, 11 of 15 from the field, 53%. Gave us a good offensive game. Did Lionheart was cutting, was getting some layups as well. 7 rebounds, 3 were offensive. Gave us a steal and a block, but 4 fouls as well. So the whistle wasn't kind to Lionheart in this ball game, right? And I know he's frustrated. I'm frustrated as well. Jazzman said it's a long plane ride. Let the haters talk. Motivation. Definitely. We're not the complete finished product. There's no doubt about it. Our starting 5 is excellent right now, but that's half of the picture. We need the bench strengthened, I feel, and obviously Mitch and Deuce getting back to full strength, being healthy, I think will give this team a huge boost. Not gonna lie. I mean, those minutes where Brunson was gassed, Deuce McBride usually gives us, some really quality minutes and productions as well. Troy says, as a sore loser, the only thing I can say about this loss is that OKC will probably not go out and get Butler because the only thing they are missing is a real closer. Yeah, I think they're as is. They get Chet Holmgren back. I think they're definitely going to be in the Western Conference Finals. I think, but yeah, look, let's see them again. Let's see how we adjust. Let's see how they adjust. Madison Square Garden. Let's pretend this is a series. One game on their home court, next game on our home court. Let's tie it up next Friday night, fam. That's going to be. There's going to be a lot more juice in the building. Best believe that now, at MSG. CC says JB missed Cat in the corner, down 5, but it's part of the learning process for him as well. Yeah, great point. A lot of film to look at, fam. Lot of film to look at. So yeah, I think guys did get missed. There's a lot of cutters. The ball movement was really good early, and then we went away. We had 14 halftime assists. On pace for 30. But yeah, for Josh Hart, again, it's just frustrating to see all these minus 12s, minus 10s. I think without that fourth quarter, the Knicks were in a commanding position. But look, 19 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 8 of 15. Solid. Just solid game from Josh Hart in this one. I know he's going to be definitely tired. So I'm going back and forth. I'm probably going to give Josh Hart, I might give him an A minus, fam. Might give Josh an A minus in this one. I mean, shot above 50%, gave us rebounds, gave us scoring as well. Not much more that Josh Hart can do, man, for a guy like him, a role player and a connector. So Definitely there's going to be some sore bodies tomorrow night, fam, when they wake up in their Chicago hotel, right? Let's really hope we don't get a letdown tomorrow night, fam. We're going to be live post game tomorrow night. Join us again. We'll be chopping it up with the best chat in the biz. And I hope that we're not saying that, these minutes tonight hurt us tomorrow night. Because, Chicago is going to get out and run. Man, Josh Giddey, Zach Levine, Colby White, these guys, they're going to run tomorrow night against Chicago, fam. Hopefully Deuce McBride is a go. But outside of that, we're going to need some big minutes from Landry Shamet, Cameron Payne, maybe Tyler Kolek. Hopefully, fam. It'll be so wavy. 718, salute. The technical foul on Josh Hart was ridiculous, and they wonder why the NBA views are down. Yeah, you're on fire with that one, man. I agree, 110%. It's just too inconsistent, right? I don't mind it one way, I don't mind it the other way. It just got to be consistent right now. How are you giving these scrubs more of a whistle than Cat and Brunson right now? I mean, the NBA, I don't know if these refs just think we're arrogant. I don't know if they just dislike some of our players, whether they've been given a directive. Yeah, there was a lot of crazy overturns tonight with these challenge calls. I mean, let's keep the game rolling. These coaches like Nick Nurse and Mark Dagnall, it seems like they just want to challenge every trivial call, fam. It's crazy. Unk615 says OKC 3 games in 4 nights. Yeah, we did have them at a good time. They did play a back-to-back. So that is something noteworthy as well. Like you said, Oklahoma coming off a back-to-back. So we still couldn't get the dub, unfortunately. Now, last but not least, Thomas Thibodeau. Give us your grade, guys, for Tibbs tonight. It's not going to be good. Third quarter did let us down. It was a good start. Minutes were too much, but I guess he was searching, man. He didn't like the minutes he was getting from Cameron Payne. Thought Shamet got enough minutes, but I think he needed to go deeper into the rotation, fam. So, man, I'm going to give Tibbs a C. Tibbs gets a C from me tonight, fam. It was good for one half, and then it just went by the wayside. But I really like the players' fight, and the hustle in this one. Hopefully they could just keep this momentum rolling. Like the Cavs keep rolling. Looks like the Boston Celtics picked up a win tonight, so we missed a chance to keep the foot on the gas against them, but we're still close. Eddie gives Tibbs a C-. Yeah, I agree with that one. OKC won 14 games in a row. Yep. 14 games in a row. So does the loss to the Bucks not count? That's interesting. Yeah, I think that's not a regular season game, fam. So I think they haven't won 13 games in a row, I think, but they've basically won 14 regular season games in a row, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, you're preaching, PH, you're preaching. It's common sense for anyone who plays ball. When you have tired legs, your shots come up short and you lose your defensive intensity. I think we're in a good place still, get a couple of bench pieces that we can add to the mix. And I think we're in a good position. Obviously, it's a marathon, not a sprint. As we shift the conversation to our bench now, I think, you take our 6th man and it shows how vulnerable we are. I think we're going to need a guy like Payne to step up more, and if not, give the shot to Tyler Kolek. Give him a shot. He can get the ball moving. He can give you a bounce, get up and down. His floor reads his game. He gets the ball in the right people's hands at the right times as well. Look, Cameron Payne's a steady veteran. I'll give him that. But when when you really badly need a bucket, he's not that floor general like a Tyler Kolek is. And it's kind of crazy saying that for a rookie, but he just has a feel for the game where he knows whether, okay, he knows Cat hasn't touched the basketball in 5 possessions. I'll find him. I don't think Cameron Payne's that kind of guy. Cameron Payne's more like, okay, I'll read the situation. We need a bucket. He's just kind of helter-skelter out there right now. But I do feel like Tyler Kolek is coming. His time is coming very, very soon. Fam, what do you guys think? Do we see more Tyler Kolek in the second half of the season, this season? Right, it's been a really good stretch. We're approaching the halfway mark, almost 40 games, a lot of assessments. We will do a half-season report as well, a dossier on how each guy's performed, expectations, all of that. We'll have some guests, all of that, and we'll keep it rolling with this one. But I do think a guy like a Dadier or a Tyler Kolek needs to force their way into this rotation before, in the second half of the season. Andre Drummond, I mean, his name's been around for a minute. I don't think he's going to leave the Sixers. I think they're going to need all their bodies, fam. I think maybe a marginal kind of trade for a Nick Richards, maybe a player with Portland. Maybe we can get a player like a guy. Who have they got? A Duop Reith. They've got a center out there, Steven Adams, some guys like that. But I really do think we need another wing. Bridges and OG. We have to protect them at all costs. We've seen that they are good enough now to defend and get us to where we need to get to. We just have to protect them now and keep them playing no more than 35 minutes maximum. We're going to win 50 games. I mean, we're already 24 and we haven't even hit the halfway point. So that's a given, fam. We're going to win 50 games. I'm not worried about seeding. What I am worried about, is keeping guys more fresh and more healthy. So we really missed Deuce tonight. Hopefully he's good, man. Because that hamstring, man, that's tricky. Right, I could see Deuce being questionable for the next 10 days. I'm not gonna lie. I hope not. And I haven't heard anything. But those hamstrings are tricky. You don't want to come back too early from a hamstring. Otherwise, it could be another setback, man. Another 7 days, give or take. But yeah, let's give all these grades at once, man. Precious, Landry, Cameron Payne. I mean, you guys said it, man. 5 points off our bench, man. That's diabolical. You add up all their minutes, 14, 7, that's 21, 28 minutes. Basically 30 minutes combined from our bench, 3 players combined for 30 minutes and could only give us 5 points. Right there, fam. Leon Rose paging TJ Warren, paging a trade immediately. Man, I wish we could turn back the clock and get a Derrick Rose as a mid-season acquisition, man. Imagine if we could insert the Derrick Rose that we got back in 2020 for that We Here season. Imagine if we could get that version of Derrick Rose inserted into this lineup, into this team. That would be perfect. That's what we're missing. I don't need us to get no Hall of Famer. I don't need us to get another superstar. We just need a bucket getter, 6-man type. I think that could really give Brunson a rest so that he can be fresh down the stretch. Because best believe it's going to be a dogfight in the playoffs. They're going to bully Jalen Brunson. They're going to frustrate him. They're going to foul him, and all of those things. So, I mean, it's going to be a case of, we're learning a lot of lessons in this regular season, and I hope that I do hope that we make the necessary adjustments. So yeah, I'm bringing up the grades right now. So I'm going to go accordingly for the 3 guys off our bench tonight. Let's dial it up. Best of the bunch, Landry Shamet. I felt right. He's hardly come back. Hasn't been back long since the shoulder, and I think he gave us more energy defensively than the other guys. He was definitely locking down on the perimeter. He was fighting through screens, being disruptive. Unfortunately, he missed his moment. You know, when he had that wide open three, it just didn't go down. I thought he rushed it just that little bit, and then Precious Achua had a few good plays and then a couple of turnovers, missed the free throws, got blocked as well. Just a mixed bag from Precious, and then yeah, not a great game from Cameron Payne after being solid in the other game where he started. Buzzer gives the bench a D. Yeah, absolutely. Shah says when we're up plus 15 late in games with 3 and 4, Kolek should be getting those last minutes. But Tibbs waits until 1 minute until he brings them in. Yeah. It's that PTSD that Tibbs has. You know, Tibbs was a part of that Tracy McGrady game. He was part of, you know, many games that he has nightmares about. But that doesn't mean that it happens very often, you know. Like you said, Tibbs has to be a lot smarter about it, you know. I mean, I don't want us to get to the postseason banged up again, because I think that might spell the end of Tibbs. You know, if we crash out of the first or second round, you know, it depends on how it looks and the situation, but you know, Tibbs has to get us over the hump. Like Munch says, Tibbs has to be okay with taking some losses in the regular season to allow the bench to develop. It does seem that he's way too focused on winning every game. That's that Tibbs bounce, you know. I've spoken to Mark Berman about it so many times. He's been on our show, and he's talked about it. You know, Tibbs is the best regular season coach because he squeezes the most out of wins and losses, but to the what detriment, you know, of the future, you know. That's the situation. And like you said, I'll be happy with 48, 50 wins instead of 55, 57, if we can, you know, stay more healthy too. And look, it ain't like he doesn't trust Kolek. So that's kind of not the reason, I don't think. It's just stubbornness because he does throw Kolek out there. You know, Brunson doesn't play. He's happy to trust Kolek, you know. So just play him a bit more in the blowouts. Yeah, Eddie, Herb Jones is a realistic fit, but I don't know if he's realistic in terms of obtainable. We're going to need a player like him, I feel, to really, you know, come in and spell OG, you know, spell Mikhail, because those guys are putting in overtime right now, man. Wing stop, serving all you can eat. Unknown wants to get rid of everyone on the bench, and I'm dead ass. We know that's not going to happen, but yeah, I do feel like we need a couple of transaction cycles after a couple of these massive trades, you know, did deplete some of our depth, you know. I mean, you know, when I gave the Knicks second in the power rankings in the off season, that was when DiVincenzo and Hart was coming off our bench. I mean, we've come a long way since that, man. Having Dante and Hart coming off the bench, I mean, that was elite. But now we got dudes on veteran minimums. We got Precious Achua, who's on his third team, and we've got Mitchell Robinson, who we know what we're going to get, but he can't get right. You know, he can't stay healthy for 80 games. You know, and yeah, look, Leon Rose deserves some criticism, in my opinion. He did sign Matt Ryan, right? There's only so many wild cards up your sleeve, fam. He used one of them, signing Matt Ryan, and so far it's been no bueno with Matt Ryan, right? You sign somebody, you know, to hopefully boost your team, and he's not even playing right now. So again, was that the New York bias? Was that, you know, was that agent favor, CAA? I don't know. But Tibbs and Leon got to get on the same page a bit because, you know, Matt Ryan don't play any defense. So, like, he was never going to be a great Tibbs fit, was Matt Ryan. Now, he's back on the two-way. We have Landry Shamet, so it's not the worst thing. and not the worst thing in the world, but ideally we could, be making smarter decisions, I think, with these guys. If anything, you should have brought TJ Warren up and not Matt Ryan, you know. But I promise I won't mention TJ Warren again. I'll probably mention him about 6 times. I just think, this team does need some bench scoring right now. Now let's look around the league, guys. But you guys have shown out tonight, despite the loss. So I salute to you guys. Hopefully we can put the beat down tomorrow night. Chicago, it's going to be an emotional night for Derrick Rose. Emotional night for him, the fan base, both fan bases, and the NBA, as his jersey will go to the rafters in the United Center. Second of a back-to-back. Let's see what we have. Let's see what this team is made of, because we gave it a good shot, man. We emptied all our haymakers tonight. And let's hope we have some stamina left for tomorrow, right? Now let's bring this up around the NBA tonight, fam. This was the #1 ticket in the association tonight, fam. For the first time in 25 years, 2 teams on a 9-game plus winning streak, right? And both teams delivered. It was a very, very entertaining game. It was a good game. I thought, barring some bad officiating, I think it was close to a perfect night. The Knicks just ran out of gas. They let some 3-point shooters get loose. But let's see, around the league tonight, the Magic picked up the win against the Raps. So we are going to play the Raptors, fam, next Wednesday back at MSG. Emmanuel Quickley is back in the 6. He's healthy now, so good to see from Quick, back and healthy. We will see him next Wednesday after Orlando. Also tonight, the Pistons got a gritty win against the Hornets. I'm happy to see the Rockets take a loss, but disappointed has to be the Celtics. Get that win over the Rockets as well. Man, that is a blowout. Blew them out in that one. So the Celtics, been a shaky last 10 games. The Celtics were 5-5 over their last 10, but they got the much needed win tonight. Pelicans got the win. Cleveland continues to roll. Man, I can't wait to play that game. That might be my next most anticipated game. Guys, what is your next most anticipated game now that this Oklahoma game is in the books? Let us know. I'll shout it out. What game are you most looking forward to on the calendar coming up? Is it Oklahoma again? Is it Memphis? Is it going to be playing when we play Philly in Philly? Or is it going to be when we play Cleveland, which will be, I think, next month? I think. But they got the dub. No Luka with the Mavericks right now. He's out for about 4 weeks. The Nuggets take another loss. And the Spurs picked up the big win. And the Kings are beating the Grizzlies right now, which is good for us because we have the Grizzlies draft pick in the 2nd round. So if we do want a better 2nd round pick this year, we do want the Grizzlies to come back down a little bit. They are kind of overachieving a little bit right now. And the Lakers, fam, are up. So let me refresh the standings right now. And unfortunately, we have lost to our team, but the Cleveland Cavaliers are now the hottest team in the East on a 9-game winning streak, fam, 9-1. In the last 10, the Celtics now, they move to 2 games ahead of the New York Knicks now. With their win, our loss, it's now 2 games, unfortunately. But because the Magic lost last night, we still do have a 3.5 game cushion on the Magic, and we do play them again, man, on Monday. So that'll be, the Knicks have won the season series already, I think against Orlando, but that'll be another key game where we have to take care of business against Orlando, man. We can create more separation as well. And the Knicks still have a 6-game basically cushion on the Bucks, and 6 games on the Miami Heat as well, who are about to implode, fam. If you missed it, a Jimmy Butler trade is imminent, fam. Him and Pat Riley, using the media now to get at each other, and he is suspended for 7 games, man. Pat Riley ain't playing around, man. No player is ahead of the franchise when it comes to Pat Riley, man. If you speak out, man, he don't care if he's 99 years old. It's his way or the highway. Buzzer says TJ Warren drinking game. Hey, man. I've only watched one Westchester game recently and I'm sold. He had like 23 points at the half. And he's healthy too. Salute to him. Eddie says Ryan is too slow and one-dimensional. Exactly, that's exactly what we don't need. I mean, Landry Shamet's better because he can play both sides at least. But at least it was kind of a stopgap anyway. We did get Landry back. He was rehabbing. Yeah, Tay says it, man. 0 3-point attempts from Cat and 5 bench points is crazy. Yep. Yeah, and eventually these missed free throws, these are going to cost us these close games, fam. I mean, I'm looking at Brunson. He's a point guard. He's too good of a shooter to be messing around at the free throw line, man. 4 of 6. Man. So many point guards are automatic. Jose Calderon, remember, we used to have Chauncey Billups. Remember Courtney Lee was breaking the NBA record. We had so many good free throw shooters, sorry. And now we're struggling. 12 of 17 at the free throw, fam. I mean, that's 5 points right there. Yeah, Chris, don't mess with Pat Riley, man. I kind of think it was headed for that way anyway. They reached their peak. I said it at the time. When the Heat made that NBA Finals, man, it was the quintessential, lightning in a bottle. Everything went their way. They just went through everybody. They faced everybody who wasn't healthy. Giannis, the Bucks without Giannis. The Knicks were banged up. They made the finals, but now it's kind of, reality has kind of sunk in. Reality sunk in with this, but yeah, look, heads up. I'm definitely proud of our effort tonight. Chicago tomorrow night, and then some crazy games on the slate this month, man. If anything, this game tonight just basically welcomes in what's going to be a crazy month, a new year. Hopefully, we're going to celebrate a lot more win streaks, a lot more to come, fam. Keep it buzzing. And we got Chicago, Orlando, like I said. I expect us to win those two. I'm not going to lie. I expect us to beat Orlando, the Raptors, and OKC again. Hopefully, we're on another streak by the time we play OKC next Friday. Because then after that, it's Milwaukee, Detroit, back to back as well, fam. But we had a Mitchell Robinson update for you, fam. He's not practicing yet. It looks like it's still weeks away. It's probably, I'm not going to assume it's going to be this month. Possibility the last week of January, but right now he's got some ways to go. I think the Knicks are being very, very cautious, fam. Especially before the trade deadline. They don't want to get him back and get hurt again, and then that kills any trade scenario. So look for Mitchell Robinson to get back sometime, maybe early February, late January, maybe at the earliest. But yeah, hopefully Deuce McBride ain't serious, Deuce McBride's really, really missed with this. He might have to really start staggering these lineups, fam. Maybe keep Bridges subbed out early and let Bridges run the bench. How about that, fam? Feature OG and Cat in the starting 5 with Hart, and let Bridges come out early and let him cook with the bench, because we need a bucket getter off the bench tonight, fam. As the bench was our major letdown, I'm going to say. You know, the starting 5 really wasn't much of a letdown. It was just, you know, the last sort of 3-4 minutes of the game. But the bench as a whole, that's just not going to be good enough, right? As these guys get their grades for the evening. You guys have been on fire. Salute Knicks Nation. 9-game winning streak down, but the only way is back up. The only way is back up right now. And see you all tomorrow night. Enjoy the rest of your Friday night. Peace, blessings. Let's go Knicks. Salute.